Talent transfer. Talent transfer is a process that starts when an athlete who has dedicated time and effort into a sport moves on to a new one with the hopes that they will have transferable skills or transferable talent from their old sport to their new one. MacNamara and Collins 2015 states their definition of talent transfer as the fast tracking of talented individuals from one sport to another where there are opportunities to succeed. For talent transfer to be maximised, similarity between sports is optimal, however, not always essential. It is also important to note that one does not have to give up a previous sport to transfer to another. An example of talent transfer for me was going from football to futsal. Being a football player all my life, I had developed transferable techniques from football that I used in futsal as it is a similar game that requires similar skill sets. For example, striking the ball and dribbling is a skill set that is very similar in both sports, with only minor differences based off the different demands of the game and the environment. However, a professional example of talent transfer, and also an excellent example of a multi-sport athlete who didn't specialise early, is Clara Hughes. Clara is an Olympic medalist in speed skating and also cycling. When seeing her skate, a cycling coach invited her to the camp and convinced her to concentrate on cycling. 6 years later, Hughes stood on the Olympic podium twice, after winning bronze medals at the road time trial and the individual road race at the 1996 Atlanta Summer Olympic Games. So what factors can influence talent transfer? Talent transfer is a process that often occurs informally, with the athlete themselves coordinating the switch between sports. Reasons for change can range from injury, performance stalling, motivation reduction, and even retirement. Certain organisations are starting to also take advantage of talent transfer techniques. Bullock et al. 2009 stated how within these programmes, existing high-performance athletes are targeted, and their athletic ability is transferred to another sport. So what organisations are within talent transfer? UK Sport Talent Identification notes that there is various active organisations in the talent transfer field, some of the biggest being Sporting Giants and Pitch to Podium. In Pitch to Podium specifically, they take rugby and football players who haven't been able to make it at the professional level and test them in new sports such as cycling, rowing and skeleton. 7,000 applicants were registered with various organisations and over 50 are now involved in Olympic and Paralympic training, with 54 medals being produced as a testament to talent transfer's effectiveness. Talent transfer is also a more sustainable way of creating athletes, as it ensures that all the money that the athlete has had spent on them in their entire career does not go to waste, as the athlete doesn't retire from sport altogether, but instead move on to a different game where they will achieve more success. However, another form of talent transfer is in the case of players going into management in the same sport they played in. For example, Zinedine Zidane, a player whose vision and genius on the pitch made people in the football world scout his potential to be a great coach. This has been proved successful, as the French legend has commanded Real Madrid to multiple Champions League titles, where he won 3 consecutive titles. So, is talent transfer a valid way to elite performance? In my opinion, with all that we have discussed in this video, I believe talent transfer is an incredibly useful pathway to elite sport for adult athletes. Not only that, but I also believe it goes to show, with even more prevalence, just how important a multi-sport approach is in coaching. It is an incredibly useful platform for athletes with moderate success who feel like they can achieve more in a different sport. Not only that, I feel as if talent transfer is a method that comes with virtually no drawbacks.